For the 2014-2015 NBA season, Stephen Curry was named the NBA's MVP. Now, for those of you who don't know what MVP stands for, it stands for Most Valuable Player. And for those of you who don't know who Stephen Curry is, he is the point guard for the Golden State Warriors. Now, Stephen Curry deserved the MVP award because his team won 67 out of 82 games this season. It was extremely phenomenal. His offense was rated #1, as well as their defense. So it would be the easy route to choose Stephen Curry as your NBA MVP. But to me, I feel like James Harden was much more deserved of that award. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, some of you might think that I'm biased because 1, I'm wearing a Houston Rockets hat, and 2, I have the James Harden beard. Well, that may be true because, yes, he is from Houston, and I do think he deserved the MVP. But that's not the reasons why. The reasons why I believe he deserved the MVP award is because, 1, players around him were hurt. You had Dwight Howard, another NBA All-Star in this league, one of the most dominant centers to ever play the game. He had bad knees, and he was out for half our season. And so other men like Joey Dorsey, which I like to call Baby Dwight because he looks like a Dwight Howard, but smaller, had to step up and take his role. Our starting power forward, Terrence Jones, also got hurt. He had to get microfracture surgery in his knee, and he was out 4 to 6 months. So that meant our backup power forward also had to step up and take place. That was Donatas Motiejunas. He's from Lithuania, which was also crazy because he also got hurt partially through our season. So we had to rely on another backup until both our power forwards got healthy and were able to return to the game and play for us. Thirdly, Patrick Beverley, our starting point guard, who is one of our roughest or toughest defenders, also got hurt. He had to get surgery in his hand and has been out ever since February until currently right now. That being said, James Harden had to basically be a one-man show. He had to carry the team on his back every night and put wins for our team. He did an extreme job at that because he got us second in our Western Conference, which is also where the Golden State Warriors are located, in the Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors were first with their 67 wins, and the Houston Rockets were right behind them with their 56 wins. Now, for those of you who don't know how hard the Western Conference is, the top 8 teams make the Western Conference. And for those top 8 teams, the 8th seed had 45 wins. So you had to have a pretty good record, a winning record, if you wanted to make the Western Conference. And James Harden did that by himself. One-man team carrying the load the whole time while his other stars were out, his supporting cast. Unlike the Golden State Warriors, where they had one injury the whole time. They had Andrew Bogut, who was their starting center. He's naturally had bad knees all his life, so they always rest him during games so then that his injury wouldn't come back. Secondly, James Harden scored more points per game than Stephen Curry did. James Harden scored 27.6 points a game, whereas Stephen Curry only scored 25. Also, James Harden is just one of the most dominant shooting guards there is this game. There's just no way to put it. I see him as the next Kobe Bryant. That's how well I think of a player he is. No means taken away from Stephen Curry. He was much well deserved of it. I just believe that James Harden, going through all these difficulties, the injuries to his teammates, the lack of help he had, just was amazing to me. He did it all by himself, and he did it every game. And to me, that is why I believe James Harden deserves the MVP award over Stephen Curry. But that's up for you to decide.